You've mentioned, Dr. Pillai says, rituals are more important than even meditation. So above anything else, or more powerful, I should say, are more powerful than meditation. They'll get a result for you, and I will say the word, faster than if you weren't doing the ritual, right? So it's a way to accelerate our results. So we're chanting Shreem Brzee, and I love what you said about how the goddess, the sound becomes form, which is the goddess, and that's what Dr. Pillai says as well. So we connect with her through that sound. Also love what you said in terms of how the people who worship the goddess or honor the goddess receive her blessings in the palm of their hands. And that's what we're aiming for here, right? With our Shreem Brzee practice, and with adding to our practice now some rituals, which will increase the benefit and accelerate what we may have as results. So just to kind of break it down for everyone, how I'm interpreting it is that we have our Shreem Brzee practice. We are chanting, we are writing, we're listening to it, all the things that we've said for everyone to be doing on a regular basis with Shreem Brzee. Then that is giving us a glimpse into the goddess, which at that point we're probably not, maybe a new person maybe isn't even having a connection with it, with the form of Shreem Brzee, which is Lakshmi is the goddess, and that's okay. Continue on that path, and then the next stage could be what you mentioned, idol worship, having a statue, having a yantra, something in three-dimensional form, something that we can touch, that satisfies the senses. Now that this form or this sound is now becoming form that we can hold, and that is becoming the statue. And you have that statue behind you, and many of us have the littler 3-inch versions of Shreem Brzee Lakshmi. And then moving from the form into the rituals. Now we're taking the activity, the sound you mentioned, the pleasing offerings that you make that correspond with the 5 elements to this statue. Now we're pulling, in my interpretation, we're pulling all of this together to make our practice even more profound, to make it even more beneficial to us. Do I got that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
good. So I love some of the words that are used in English, especially with regards to rituals. Like, I'm sure you know that rituals are called sacrifices, right?
Sacrificial rites, in Christianity, like they'll say stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the perfect explanation. Even in the Mimamsa Shastra, we have another scripture that speaks about rituals, mainly the ritualistic aspects of Vedas, which is known as Mimamsa. In that they mention Devata Uddishya Dravyatyaga Yagaha. What's a ritual is purely just you selflessly offering, sacrificing a material for a deity. The explanation is as simple as that, yet so profound and yet so beautiful. And so, I never understood that. I never had that kind of an angle or a view about a ritual, but the word. And so sometimes English is really helpful in understanding the philosophical concepts of many spiritual stuff, but sometimes it is the biggest obstacle as well. But yes, so rituals are of a very superior kind, and they consist of many things. Like, I can go on and talk about how rituals have everything in them. It's a life of its own. It's a world of its own. It has its own emotions. It has its own, the whole sequence, the whole creation and preservation and dissolution of all the activities of the divine beings are, beautifully just distributed throughout a ritual. So there are 1,000 things to talk about rituals. So in a nutshell, rituals are of a very superior kind. And I think the pandemic has given us a completely different view upon life as well. And so instead of, the God himself, or, the divine being itself is pushing us into a new dimension where, it's not about the materials. It's not about, what is true, what is real is all, an illusion. We get to see that the world is an illusion. We have a new dimension now. And so we're living in new times and life is completely new. So rituals, I think, are a boon at this time
Yeah.
And they've been, I think even medically, I've performed rituals to help people relax. And, that I have chanted for people to get some rest, for them to go off to have a peaceful sleep, because
Mhm.
people have been under great agitation and anxiety that they couldn't even sleep well.
Yeah.
And so rituals are fantastic, are truly divine's boon at this period of time.
Shreem Brzee.